You are alive during one of the most exciting times to be on planet Earth. You are here during the transition from the old paradigm to the new, a transition often referred to as the birthing of a new Earth. In this video, I'm going to share information that I channeled from the angels for you about what the new Earth is and what role your soul is playing in helping to bring it out. So dial in, tune into your heart, and get ready to receive. There are essentially 5 things you need to know in order to understand the new Earth and what this shift means for the spiritual trajectory of humanity. Number 1 is that the new Earth is a state of consciousness. The new Earth isn't necessarily a place so much as it is a state of consciousness. According to the angels, all true and lasting change must first be experienced from within at the conscious level of being. Only then can that change flow out into the external physical world and bring about a change to our physical reality. So what is this new Earth state of consciousness like? According to the angels, this new consciousness is one that is strengthening and expanding 3 things: unity, empathy, and harmony. Unity, empathy, and harmony are all hallmarks of the higher spiritual consciousness of love, and we are rising into that consciousness of love right now. The unity part of this is a direct result of humanity evolving at the level of consciousness to more clearly perceive and understand that we are one. We are one with each other, with all living beings, and with Mother Earth. The more we understand that unity, the more we start to see ourselves in one another and expand our overall empathy for each other and all living beings. As our collective level of empathy rises, this naturally guides us to seek more harmony among ourselves and in our relationship with Mother Earth. According to the angels, humanity is fully capable of attaining that harmony, and it is a level of consciousness that gives us the power to overcome some of the greatest global issues we face today, including climate change, pollution, poverty, and war. But remember, all of that external change is predicated upon internal change. The internal change is what we're working on now. Which brings us to the second big thing to understand about the new Earth. We are currently undergoing a frequency transformation, and it is causing us to transform at each level of being, body, mind, and spirit. So, what do we mean when we say frequency transformation? Everything in the universe is in a state of vibration. The rate of that vibration creates a certain frequency. These frequencies exist at each major plane of reality: the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. These various frequencies of creation coexist like a great cosmic symphony. Right now, Mother Earth's spiritual energy body is in a long-term process of receiving and integrating very high resonating spiritual light frequencies. Mother Earth's spiritual energy body is part of the whole cosmos and harmoniously responds to every change in resonance that comes into our galaxy. We are very much connected to Mother Earth, so as she receives these new frequencies, we're receiving them too. And by the way, those influxes of high frequency increase during the major turning points of Earth's yearly cycles. The equinoxes, solstices, and eclipses are all moments of blossoming and opening for the Earth's energy body, wherein she receives more of these new frequencies. These frequencies correspond with higher states of consciousness and help us to expand into greater and greater awareness of our unity with creation. And remember, these frequencies affect each plane of reality: spiritual, mental, and physical. So they are not only shifting our spiritual energy fields and conscious awareness, but also our physical bodies. As our physical bodies receive these new frequencies, our DNA is undergoing an upgrade. In your DNA, there lies an incredible amount of stored, dormant information. As we integrate the new frequencies, this information is getting activated and shifting our state of being so that we can become strong, sustainable vessels for the new level of consciousness. This can cause many side effects and symptoms, including initiating deep level healing for our body, mind, and spirit as we become a clearer match for that new energy. To learn more about what kind of symptoms you experience personally with these shifts, check out my Ascension symptoms videos linked for you in the description below. Now, for anyone that has experienced these shifts, it may seem very intense. This is because these shifts are highly accelerated compared to the rate of spiritual evolution humanity has experienced in the past couple thousand years. However, keep in mind that this frequency shift is still a relatively gradual process that does not occur overnight, but rather over years of time. Again, each major moment in the Earth's annual cycles, including eclipses, equinoxes, and solstices, are bringing in high influxes of this new energy and helping us to grow, acclimate, and heal in response to it in new ways. These are the steps to creating the new Earth from the inside out. Which leads us to the third thing to know about the new Earth. We're experiencing the first birth pangs of its coming right now. As our Earth's collective frequency, as well as our DNA, undergoes this radical change, we're feeling the birth pangs. The inner spiritual transformation that we're undergoing in order to reach this new collective Earth is not always easy or comfortable. Though these changes are very positive and exciting, they can also bring up fear, uncertainty, challenges, and tons of work to do as we discover more and more of what we need to dissolve and heal from the old paradigm. For example, at the individual level, human beings are being called into deeper self-awareness and self-healing. Any past wounds or negative conditioning that do not match with love's consciousness of unity are being purged out. In many cases, we're feeling all the old dysfunction as we work on purging and healing it. Though it isn't easy, it is highly rewarding as it is leading us to claim our personal power as extensions of the divine source, experience greater well-being within, and manifest more harmonious and fulfilling relationships with others and with this world. At the collective level, our global cultures and societies are being called into a similar purging, cleansing, and healing. On the surface, this may look like huge political, economic, and social changes that we've seen all around the world. Basically, what's happening with that is that everything that belongs to the old paradigm, the old world of top-down power structures, us versus them thinking, and lack and greed mindsets are under demolition. And again, this isn't always comfortable or pretty. Healing and purging can feel messy, chaotic, and vulnerable. It can bring up all kinds of challenges, but the angels are inviting you to hold steadfast to your faith in the power of love. The angels wish to assure us that all of the upheaval, whether it's collective or personal, is only temporary. Like a mother giving birth, the contractions may feel all-encompassing with pain, but the end result is the birth of great love, a great miracle that brings a light to the world and a reminder of where we all come from the heart of the divine creator source. The angels lastly encourage you to be patient with this process. Remember, we're in the midst of a gradual blossoming. It's like the forest during the transition from winter to spring. The winter holds all of the sleeping seeds, all of the potential for new life frozen underground within it. When the light of spring warms and illuminates the forest, we begin to see the first green shoots of new life. The first snow crocuses of spring are popping through the frosty ground right now in this birthing process, and we are the witnesses to their hopeful blooming. Which brings us to the fourth thing to know about the new earth. Your contribution matters. According to the angels, every soul alive on the planet right now incarnated with full knowledge of this important spiritual and evolutionary transition. Your soul chose to be here for this magical birthing of the new earth. And your soul is not only a witness to this shift, but also an active participant in bringing it about. The angels want you to know that the biggest free will contribution you make to bringing in the new earth boils down to simply this. Will you choose love or will you choose fear? To choose love is to go with the energy of the universe and increase the mass blossoming of love's higher consciousness in our collective. To choose fear is to resist the flow of the universe and potentially experience more challenges as the world changes. All of us experience fear in this life. It's how we choose to respond to that fear that makes all the difference. Fear naturally resists and tenses up against change, whereas love creates faith, trust, and ease as we relax and surrender into the new. So each time you take a step to heal fear and nurture your self-love or your love for others, you're doing a powerful service to the world and calling blessings into your life. Now, according to the angels, karma plays a huge role in the collective work we're all contributing to the dawning of our new earth. Simply put, karma is about soul lessons. It is a spiritual force that exists to unify us. In the same way that your white blood cells exist to serve the wholeness and health of your whole body, karma works to serve the wholeness and health of humanity. Karma includes all of the lessons we experience that help us to realize our unity with one another at a higher and higher level, and thereby manifest greater harmony with one another. The angels want you to know that we are all safe in the karmic lessons we're learning. The karmic lessons we experience are a supportive, healing structure that allows us to learn how to choose love over fear and thereby awaken to love's higher consciousness. And as you may have guessed, all this karmic learning and free will choice means that we're not necessarily living in a problem-free paradise as we head towards the new earth. Without experiencing contrasts, we cannot grow and learn. The new earth isn't about a paradise fantasy wherein we're escaping all challenges forever. Ultimately, the earth is still a spiritual school where souls come to do important growing and learning by way of experiencing earthly contrasts. The new earth is about birthing a paradigm that is more consciously led by unity and love than the paradigm before it. It may not be a constant contrast-free paradise, but it will be a step in that direction with incredible potential for new spiritual growth based on a new level of peace. Each time you heal fear and choose love, you're dipping into the new consciousness and holding space for the coming of that greater peace. Which leads us to the fifth thing to know about the new earth. No one is left behind. If you've done any digging regarding this topic of the new earth, then you may have come across spiritual teachers who are bringing about false misconceptions about this shift. One of the biggest misconceptions we need to debunk right now is that the new earth involves a split wherein some souls will go to the new earth and some will be left behind. This way of thinking basically says that those who are more spiritually evolved or spiritually worthy will be brought to a new paradise-like earth, and those who are unworthy or less spiritually evolved will be left behind to experience increased suffering on a dystopian future timeline. I call horseradish. Everything that I have ever learned from the angels since my awakening refutes this false fear-based claim completely. The angels want all of us to know that as a human collective, we are all one. The goal of our collective spiritual awakening and ascension into higher spiritual consciousness is to realize our oneness and rise into higher levels of empathy. Judging others as unworthy and believing that we're going to separate from them completely is an ego and fear-based falsehood and is totally the opposite of what is actually happening. You can't say that we are one and that the new earth is about awakening to oneness, then in the next breath say, except for those low-vibe people who aren't spiritual enough. Do you see how hypocritical that is? Take everything you learn from spiritual teachers with a grain of salt, because even the most gifted spiritual channels are still human at the end of the day and thereby capable of misconceptions. The angels want to reassure us all that we are all loved, cherished, protected, and watched over in every moment and every breath of our lives. We are all one, and no soul is ever left behind or abandoned by the love and light of our Creator Source consciousness. We are all part of each other. We belong to one another. And the whole point of our collective awakening is to bring healing and harmony to every single soul on the planet. A great teaching on this comes to us from Buddhism. In Buddhism, a bodhisattva is a person who is able to reach nirvana or total oneness with Source, but delays doing so out of compassion for all the beings that are still suffering. Those bodhisattvas, also sometimes referred to as ascended masters outside of the Buddhist tradition, devote themselves to watching over and guiding humanity until every single soul is able to join them in nirvana. That is the truth. Those who are genuinely touching into the higher spiritual consciousness of love want to bring everyone along with them because this new consciousness is deeply compassionate. Many souls are learning to dip into that new compassionate conscious frequency. Many of us are dipping in and out of it as we grow on our karmic learning curve. Each time we dip back into love's higher frequency, we learn to stabilize it more and more and become its consistent, sustained instrument. With each year that passes, more and more human beings are being called into the soul lessons that are helping us to stabilize that higher consciousness of love. With each step in our personal and collective healing, we're dissolving the fear-based structures of the old paradigm and making way to create something new. The answer is not for us to split off from our suffering brothers and sisters, or for humanity to give up on Earth and go away to a different planet. We're here to raise the consciousness of Earth for all and to harmonize with each other and Mother Earth, and we're doing that work right now. According to the angels, the whole of the heavens are watching over Earth's magnificent shift and guiding every step. Heaven is honoring our free will choice and need to learn and co-create this by way of our own genuine spiritual accomplishment, and all the while providing love, comfort, hope, and guidance to light our way. Heaven's biggest pieces of advice for you right now as you help to usher in the new earth are: release fear-based judgments and choose love and faith. If you're feeling challenged in doing so, then you can always call in the angels to help give you more faith. Remember that the birthing of the new earth is an inside job. Don't worry too much about the things going on externally that seem to be scary or chaotic. You are the best gift that you can give the world, and your authentic healing and well-being comes first in helping to stabilize love's new frequency on this planet. And lastly, your heart will be craving more connection and loving community as the years progress. Cherish those you love and foster deep trust, safety, and strength into your heart-to-heart bonds with others. These heart-based bonds are also birthing the new earth beautifully. You can learn more about how to do the inner work involved in holding this new earth consciousness in my Angelic Ascension coaching program. I will be opening up a new enrollment period this coming December so that we can work together starting in January of 2024. So if you're feeling lit up by these messages, go ahead and put your name on the waiting list via the link I left for you in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning into these messages and for your sacred presence on this earth during this exciting transition. I would love to stay connected with you as we continue to learn and grow. So thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell below. All of my gratitude goes out to you. And know until next time that you are so loved and so very blessed. Bye-bye.